All right. Good morning, my friends. I feel like it was a long weekend, but we are here. It is Monday morning. It is time to catch up on all the Barcelona news with all my Cules from around the world. I see the chat has already got it started. Cules and Coffee at Dawn getting this party started. Why don't we go ahead and make this official before we get into the preview for tonight's match against Granada? Let's kick things off the right way.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the undefeated Mustache John.
All right. Shake out the cobwebs. Whew. Get the weekend vibes off. It's time for the week. It's time to get down to some business. We got a match today. I guess not a lot to talk about over the weekend. What did I even do? I don't even remember. Had a couple soccer matches on Friday. Saturday, FCC lost. Didn't go to the game. Went to a comedy show with the missus. That was an interesting time, we'll say. Yesterday, caught a couple soccer matches. Tottenham versus Chelsea. Chelsea dominated Tottenham. Absolutely dominated. But for the most part, folks, we are going to be here to talk about Barcelona. I want to catch up with all of you first. So I saw Cules and Coffee were in there. Ayush, my nephew from India. How we doing, friend? Good morning. Eli, hello. A regular on the channel these days. How are you guys doing? How's the weekend? What are you looking forward to this week? Let me know. Let's get caught up in the chat as we pull up. Let's go. Let me get a tab open here first and foremost. That helps. We can minimize this, and then we can jump over here. And let's go into Barcelona news. I want to make sure I don't miss any of the headlines going into this match. I know we're dealing with injuries, of course. 'Tis the theme this year. We can add Pedri and Jordi Alba to that list. So we're going to get at least a couple new faces in the starting lineup today. I did see the squad list came out, and Serginho Dest is on there, thankfully. But he was also on there for the match against Bayern, and he didn't play. So even though Dest is on there, let's start there because we're going to go over the lineup for today. So let's start with Serginho Dest. Do you think he's actually match fit, meaning he's going to get in the starting 11 today? Coffee, I am on it, brother. On that squad list. Saw that. They released it kind of early, too. This was, 6 a.m., so about an hour ago? That's my time, anyway. Mr. Hustle, good morning. How you doing on this lovely Monday? It is still dark out. You know that it is no longer summer when it's 7 a.m. and it is dark out. The sun is not up yet, folks. We are creeping into fall. Well, I guess technically summer's probably over, right? Nah, 23rd. I bet you this 23rd is the last day of summer. Kudas says, last morning sesh for a while, new job starts today. Well, Kudas, thank you so much for being a staple here on Wake Up in Barca. You know that we love you. You know that you can always come back to this community. Leave comments so that we can come and comment on your comments later on. You know what I mean? And I hope to see you for some of the matches. It's been fun hanging out, my man. Today we fight Granada. Hope we win, says Eli. Yes, Thushar, good morning. Hello. So you might think, hang on, I'm not going to make that mistake. I'm going to turn this off because I'm smart. There we go. Okay. So you might think that this Granada match is going to be locked in because Granada are down, 17th in the table right now. Only 4 matches in. They are winless this season. However, last year, Granada came in, beat us 2-1 at home. Came into the Camp Nou, stole 3 points. We did have kind of a wild thriller with them. It was 5-2 or 5-3 in the Copa del Rey. We ended up moving on from that one. But the fact remains, the last time that we played Granada at home, they got all 3 points from us. Coffee at Dawn says he's hoping for a clean sheet today. That would be fantastic. I wouldn't hate that at all. Let's see if there's anything else that we need to take a look at. All set for Granada visit. All right, this just came out an hour ago. We'll jump in. Preview Barcelona versus Granada. The lowdown on Granada. Yeah. I already read those. That's on Barcelona's website, actually, but we'll take a look anyway at the preview. So it mentioned in this, we'll take a look at the last 5 meetings here. Granada win, don't like that. But then Barcelona with 3 wins before another loss back in 2019 to Granada. Jeez. So Granada have kind of had our number a few times when we've come up against them in La Liga recently. Coleman ball incoming. Will Coutinho be a starter today? That is one of the top questions. Dest, Coutinho, Demir, Gavi, those 4, I'm like, are they going to get a start today? I'm not really sure. No, Ayush, we are not on that Coleman out train. That is not happening. Now, listen, I'll say this. I'm not on the Coleman out train. I don't even have a ticket for that train. I don't know when it's running. I don't know when it's leaving the station. I'm so unconcerned about the Coleman out train. At the same time, if Barcelona were to come out and lose this match, I would agree he's on the hot seat. What I suspect is that Coleman is going to come out in a 4-3-3 attacking lineup and get 3 points at the Camp Nou. If he does a 5-back and for whatever reason Barcelona struggle through the first half, I think you're going to hear whistles in the stands. I think there's going to be pressure on Coleman. I think he'll switch at halftime if he does come out in that 5-back formation. I'm hoping he doesn't. I'm hoping he's reading the vibes from Laporta, from the fans, that we don't want to see a 5-back. I would rather go down swinging and lose 8-2, but play beautifully, than to lose 3-0 and we were just defensive the whole time and gave up 3 deflected goals and yada, yada, yada. I'd rather go down swinging. As Jurgen Klopp said, if we're going to fail, then fail beautifully. That's what I would like to see us do. I would like to see us double down, reinvest in our youth. Keep going with Gavi, with Nico, with Balde. Please, if we're going to lose in a way that benefits the club. And you do that by giving the experience to the youth. That's what we're talking about here. Ovi, good morning, sir. Mr. Hustle says, according to multiple reports, Coutinho will start today. So Ronald Coleman said he's not ready to do 90 minutes, and it's a question of if he'll start or if he'll come off the bench. I'd love to see him start. I'd love to see him start in the midfield in particular because Pedri is out today. He's got a minor injury. And actually, I wasn't quite sure. Nope, that's not where we want to be. We want to be here. Pedri injury. Left thigh injury. And it usually doesn't say how long he's going to be out. Yeah, it never says. First team player, muscle injury is left thigh. Ugh. Usually that's not too serious, but let's see. Injury woes continue. Yeah. I'm looking for something that's earlier. Burnout or injury? Probably burnout. Leading to injury. Either way, we are going to be without Des. We are going to be without Jordi Alba. Those are the 2 new injuries. No one, as far as I know, has returned from injury. Good news is that Ansu Fati, from what Coleman is saying, is that Ansu Fati is somewhere between 7 to 10 days or less away from returning. That would be fantastic. I saw the Coleman contract news. I'll make sure that I'm not missing anything, but my understanding, and we'll jump back over here. My understanding is that Ronald Coleman was making some comments that, everyone, 2 weeks ago was asking me if I'm going to renew a contract, and now they're asking me if I'm going to get fired. Well, that's how it goes, Ronald Coleman, unfortunately. Coleman contract news. We'll see what we get. Mr. Hustle says Pedri's going to be out for a few weeks. What is your source on that, sir? Coleman due $6 million from Barca if he does not get a new contract. That's funny. Coleman to receive at least €6 million if he isn't Barcelona's coach next season. Guys, all signs are pointing to Ronald Coleman still being our coach, still being our manager, I should say, next season. Let's see if there's anything juicy in here. Oh, okay, that was short. So apparently there's some hidden clauses in the contract. If certain conditions are met, this is from Marca, but whatever. We'll go to goal.com. I trust them a little bit more. So if he meets these 21-22 targets at the Camp Nou, he'll be signed on for another year. Let's see if it actually gives us any specifics. What are the terms? Barca president submitted an extension, blah, 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 blah. Expects Coleman to continue handling the pressure, yada, yada. Barca's performance in their 4-2 win against Sociedad on the opening weekend and new campaign, blah, blah, blah. So they're not really giving us details on what those benchmarks or what those objectives are. I could take a guess that it's win La Liga, win Copa del Rey, make it out of Champions League group stage. I would assume that is the case. So it's not too telling. And that's not really, I don't think that's uncommon, right? For a manager to have some clauses in there where, hey, if you do this or you do that, then you get extra money. I don't think that's too uncommon. Eli says, I wish one day we get a coach like Jurgen Klopp or Xavi or like a good coach, you know? Sure, Eli, I hear you. Again, people that are here consistently, you've heard me say this time and time again. We need to be thankful that Ronald Koeman is here and willing to take the job. Barcelona are not an attractive club right now. If you're a manager who's building your career or even is just maintaining a legacy that you've built, you're not going to want to come to Barcelona right now, dude. That is a big task. So I'm happy that Ronald Koeman is here. Let's see, what else? The best left wing is returning. I'm assuming you mean Ansu Fati. Coffee says he's only going to play 40 minutes in the first game. If he's only going to, assuming you're talking about Coutinho, are you talking about Ansu Fati? Which, we're talking about Ansu or Coutinho there, Coffee. Love to take hours. I would love to take hours. Has anyone looked up? I don't think we can sign a free agent, even if they're not coming from another club and someone's a free agent. I'm pretty sure we can't register anybody until January. So, yeah, if we could get Dani Alves in January, I would 100% take him. But I think that's the earliest that we could possibly get him. How many weeks or months is Pedri out? I'm not sure. Somebody was saying Mr. Hustle said he's out for a few weeks, but I don't know if that's actually been confirmed or not. Eric Ten Hag, best option for Barcelona. Nobody wants to come coach Barcelona right now. We are this year and next year away from Barcelona being an attractive project. Right now, you're just asking for too much pressure. There's no way for this Barcelona team to win. We don't have money to bring people in. We need a couple of years, this year, next year, for our young players to develop, for us to get our finances in order, and then it'll be an attractive place for a manager. No manager wants to come somewhere where you're not going to be able to influence what your squad looks like. You're not going to be able to influence really much of anything besides the tactics. And even with that, Laporta is going to be telling you, no, you need to play a 4-3-3 and blah, 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 blah. Y'all need to calm down on this Coleman out stuff. We can't do this. We can't do this all year. All right? We did it all summer long. Coleman out, Xavi in, blah, 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 blah. We did this for months, folks. We don't need to go down this road again. USAC says, if Coleman fulfills his objectives, I wouldn't want him renewed. He's our guy for the next 2 years. It's happening. And then Xavi will come back. That's what I predict. This is 21-22, 22-23. I think 23-24 is when we'll see a change at manager, and it'll be Xavi Hernandez eventually coming back. Should we get rid of Piqué? Why? Why would we get rid of Piqué? He's aging. He'll be phased out. We have Mingueza. We have Araujo. Langley is performing better this season. We don't need to talk about Umtiti. So it's not. Oh, and Eric. Sorry, totally forgot about Eric. So we're phasing out Piqué. We don't need to get rid of him necessarily. Ovi says, personally, I want Tuchel after Coleman. Tuchel can help the young guys, but after this season, not now. Well, it's real easy to say you want the best manager in the world who is right now carrying Chelsea to maybe a double Champions League and Premier League title. Real easy to say that you want Tuchel, my friend. Let's talk realistic. Why would Thomas Tuchel leave Chelsea to come to Barcelona? Let's be realistic here. Barcelona are not that top destination anymore where everyone under the sun wants an opportunity to come to the club. We're just not there anymore. Theron says Coleman should start Balde every match, even if Jordi Alba is fit. Imagine one winger with Dembele, Dest, the other wing, Fate, and Balde. Yeah, that sounds great. I'm very much looking forward to having a healthy Dembele, a healthy Ansu Fati, so that Memphis can play more of like that false 9, drift off to either wing if he wants to, and that'll give us tremendous pace up top that we've been lacking now for quite some time. Mr. Hustle says PK will bench himself for the better future, but getting rid of him isn't the option. I'm with you on that one, Hustle. I think PK is mindful enough of the development around him, and he's seen the problems that we're having now, particularly in the midfield and up top, not having youth players around that know the system and yada, yada, yada. We're relying on players like Luke de Jong. Speaking of, folks, we do need to jump into our starting lineup, potential starting lineup, I should say. So, Nico and Gavi actually did not make, not Gavi, Nico and Collado did not make the squad. So we are going with Gavi and Balde as the Barca B players. Now we got to gray out the folks that are injured. That's going to be Aguero, as always. Guys, I'm telling you, I don't think Aguero is going to play a match for Barcelona. I really don't. I got my suspicions. I don't think he's going to play a single match for Barcelona. Goatwait, also injured, dealing with a potential surgery coming out. It's going to keep him out, I think, for the next couple of months. Dembele, still on track to return sometime next month. Fati should be back in a week or so, according to reports from Ronald Coleman. Pedri injured his thigh, probably just worn out. Probably way too much football in the last year, so he's injured. Who else is injured? Jordi Alba is injured. He picked up an injury in the match against Bayern Munich, so we're going to see Balde get his first start potentially. Who else are we missing? I think everybody else is good to go. So let me just go ahead and bring down their opacity there. Like so. All right, so we know that they are injured, unavailable, if they're grayed out. So let me know. Put it in the chat right now. Pick your first starter. It can be a forward. It can be someone in the midfield. It can be defense. It could be our keeper if you want to. But your number one starter, who are we building this lineup around? Let me know in the chat right now. Go. Who are we building our lineup around? First starter for Barcelona against Granada today. What do we think? What do we think? Coffee was saying, I thought Coutinho will start as the left winger for today's match. Possibly. I hope not. I would love to see Coutinho actually in the midfield get that spark going a little bit earlier as opposed to putting him out on that left wing and just waiting for Balde to overlap him. Because then Balde will overlap. He'll either dump it to him or cut inside on the right foot and do that Coutinho curler to the far post, which is fine, but it's pretty predictable. So I'd love to see him in the midfield where he can create a little bit more. Camper Cat, how we doing, sir? Mr. Hustle says, Mats. What is Mats? Who is Mats? What am I missing? Frankie de Jong, Ovi, that's a good call. Thrawn says Memphis. I'm gonna keep reminding folks, and I did update his card. He prefers to go by Memphis. Not a strong relationship with his father, whose last name is Depay. So Memphis Depay actually prefers to go by Memphis. Coffee says Demir will have a chance today. I agree with that. Mr. Hustle going for Ter Stegen. Other opinions. Oh, Mats is Ter Stegen. Gotcha. Thank you. I appreciate that. Duh. Having a brain fart this morning. Other opinions for number one starter for Barcelona. Right now, we've got Ter Stegen, Memphis, Frankie de Jong. If you're the manager, who do you pick first and foremost? Who do you build your team around for this match coming up today? While you all are thinking about it, I'll tell you, it's between two players. It's between Frankie and Memphis for me. But I think if we're being realistic, comes down to Frankie de Jong. So let's build around Frankie. If he's available and he's fit, he's starting. You know that. And then number 2, right behind that, is going to be Memphis. We'll move players around as we need to, but let's just build this like starting 11 off of priorities. So those 2 are definitely starting. Who slides in after that? I think Ter Stegen for sure. We slide him in there. I think when PK is available, he plays. Who's most important after that? Probably Dest. Am I right? How am I doing so far? Let me pause for a second. We got our top 4 in there. Memphis, De Jong, PK, Ter Stegen. I think if you look at it from taking one player from each of the lines, that's our most important players, I think. If we don't have that spine, that's really that's the spine of our team right now. Memphis, De Jong, PK, Ter Stegen. That's really what we're relying on throughout this 21-22 campaign and going for hopefully a domestic double. That's my hopes. That's what I think we can achieve. All right, so let's go with who's going to be next to PK. Is it going to be Araujo, Langley, Umtiti, or Mingueza, or no? I think Garcia still has one more match where he is unavailable. So actually, am I wrong about that? We got to jump back over to the internet. Hang on. Barcelona Twitter. Because I forget. I'm pretty sure Eric is suspended for one more match. Am I right? No, he's in the lineup. Yay! All right. Well, if that's the case, then he's starting, friends. It's going to be Eric Garcia next to him. I can say that pretty confidently. I think this is what we're looking at for our center back pairing. I'm hoping that Serginho Dest is fit. I could be wrong about this one. This could end up being Mingueza. That's a strong possibility. I don't think it's going to be Sergio Roberto, and I say that because I think he's going to be in the midfield. I think not having Pedri is going to push De Jong to the left. Sergio Roberto is going to be on the right, and that's going to leave space for Sergio Busquets to slide into that defensive midfield role. Now, looking up top, what we went with against Bayern Munich, we had Memphis, De Jong, and who was up there with him? Shit, now I don't even remember. Memphis, De Jong. Was it Roberto? Oh, we were in a 3-5-2. That's why I was like, who's our third forward? Well, we didn't have a third forward because we were in a 3-5-2. Duh. Eli's got some thoughts. Memphis and Coutinho, the only good players in the attack and our heroes. Yeah, we'll see. It's still very early in the season. Isn't Aguero a pay-per-play contract? I don't know what you mean by that. Maybe expand on that a little bit, and I can comment. Eli saying Araujo over Eric. Maybe, potentially. I think as the year goes on, we are going to see combinations of Araujo and Garcia, or Araujo and Mingueza, or Mingueza and Garcia. I think we are going to see PK start to rotate himself out a little bit there. So let's, obviously, left back. That's actually going to be an easy one. Balde, because Jordi Alba unavailable for this one. If you were here for the Bayern Munich match, you saw Balde get some time on the pitch there. He didn't look overwhelmed by the situation. He looked like he was comfortable on the ball. I'll say his decision-making needs a little bit of work. He needs to gain a little bit more composure that will lead to better decisions. But you could say that about most of our youngsters right now. All right. So now we got some decisions to make. I think this is pretty close to what we're going to see in the back line in the midfield. I feel pretty confident about this. Maybe Sergio Roberto sits and Gavi goes in. Maybe Dest sits and Mingueza goes in. That's a possibility. So forwards, we've got Demir, Coutinho, and De Jong that can join Memphis up top there. Out of those three, Demir, De Jong, Coutinho, who do you think we go with? I know who I want to see, but I don't think that's going to be in alignment with what Ronald Coleman ends up going with. Ovi says Luke De Jong as a striker and Memphis as left forward. Ovi, then who goes on the right? Are you starting Demir on that right wing then? Simon says, hi, pal. Hope you're well. Heading to the game tonight with my son. First time out of Ireland in over 18 months. Hope you enjoy the game. Simon, that's awesome, dude. I hope you have a wonderful time with your son. I think that's going to be amazing memories. Get the kid a jersey if you can. That'll be important. Get the kid a jersey, a little memento, a takeaway from the Camp Nou. That's amazing. And welcome to the channel. Camper says, Aguero only gets paid when he plays games. I think that's the contract he has because of his injury record. I hope you're right about that. If you can confirm that, that would be cool. Because that would obviously be ideal for Barcelona, is a pay-to-play contract for Aguero, because I don't think he's going to be getting many matches in. Just don't see it happening. All right, let's make some decisions, folks. I think Ronald Coleman is going to do this. This is what I think he's going to do. This is my thoughts. I think he's going Demir on the right, De Jong in the center, Memphis on the left. That's what I think Ronald Coleman is going to go with. What I would like him to do is not go with De Jong. Go Memphis more central. Have Coutinho slide up here. But really what I want to have happen is Memphis push wide, Coutinho comes central. So line up how you want, but when we're actually on the ball, I think it's going to look something like this. That's what I'd go with. Bangarang. What do you guys think about that? Obviously, I don't think Coleman is going to line them up like this, but just imagine Barcelona winning the ball, starting the counterattack. We get into the attacking half. Memphis drifts out wide left. Coutinho kind of overlaps, comes a little bit more centrally there. So if we get him a square ball, he can get a shot on target. We can whip it around to Demir, have an overlap from Dest there. You have Roberto and De Jong using their pace and prowess across the midfield to try to stop those counterattacks before it gets to Busquets. Because you know my feelings on Busquets and the counterattack. So that's probably what we're going with. If it's not that, then it could be... There's one other option. So if it's not this, maybe Demir stays on the bench and we see something a little bit more like this, where he's a little bit wider, and we see something like this. This is a possibility. We'll get them over there. That's a possibility as well. I know Coutinho doesn't actually play on the right, so he would drift over, but more of a kind of just a attacking mid forward in that position. I actually don't like that as much. I actually don't like that. I'd rather have De Jong stay, Coutinho come over here, Demir over here. As much as we talk about playing Coutinho out of position, I know that's what Ronald Coleman is going to do if he does start him. This is a likely starting 11 as well. Eli says, Coutinho, let's be honest, everyone wants to see him, but of course Coleman has his own thoughts. He certainly does, and he has his own thoughts on Ricky Puig as well. So that's what I'm thinking for my starting lineup. I feel pretty confident about the defense in the midfield. I'm not sure if he's going to start Coutinho, Demir, or De Jong. That's really where my questions come in. I'm not sure. So let me know what you all think. If you're watching this live, I appreciate you being part of the conversation. If you're watching this on replay, let me know down in the comments what you think of the starting 11. Let me know your predictions. For me, I'm going 3-0 Barcelona on this one. I think we get the reverse scoreline of what we saw in that Bayern Munich game. I think we shake off those results. Champions League is not on the table for us this year anyway. So I think we move on from that Bayern Munich match. I think we look ahead to this week where we're going to be investing in our youth players. We have a match Monday and we have a match coming up Thursday. We got to keep that in mind too. So we're going to need to rotate the squad a little bit. We've got a tremendous amount of injuries still. 4, 5, 6 players unavailable for today's game. But Fati will be coming back soon. Dembele will be coming back. After that, we'll see what happens, friends. Second half of the year is going to be much better for Barcelona. Nevertheless, we do have the match against Granada today. I was mentioning last week that I've got schedule problems today, so I'm going to do my best. I'm going to get on camera as soon as I can, but I, in all likelihood, will not be here for the kickoff. What I might try to do is start the stream, have the scoreboard, have the time, have everything up and running, but just not have my camera on because I'm going to be in a virtual meeting for work. So I can kind of have stuff on the side. You guys can have the conversation going. I won't really be a part of it until my meeting ends, and then I can jump on. It is what it is. I'm going to try to have as few interruptions as possible to the Barcelona live streams this season. But work is work. It happens, friends. So I will see you at some point today for the Granada match. Make sure you come and hang out for the live watch along right here on the Undefeated channel. If you happen to miss it, we'll catch up on Wednesday right here for Wake Up and Barca. We do that every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning. And then, as I mentioned, we have Thursday's game too. We'll talk about that on Wednesday. All right, friends. That's going to do it for today. I hope you have a wonderful day. I appreciate you all coming and starting your morning with me, or your afternoon, or your evening, whatever it is. I know we are international here at the Undefeated channel. So thank you once again. I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with me. I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in and taking a ride, my friends. Mwah.